The first appointment was set up because I had a really bad, I guess, vertigo attack. It put me in the hospital for a few days, and it was concerned. So I returned home from the hospital. They were going to do a battery of tests. My wife actually knew somebody who came to Goal, and it changed her life. And she's like, "Let's give it a shot." I was like, well, "Let's try." So we showed up. Doc gave me an adjustment, and from that time on, I've never had another dizzy spell. Some of the other symptoms that I had, they're gone. So I was having trouble because my hips were not properly aligned, my back wasn't properly aligned. I'm in the military, so we have to go on hikes, we have to run. It was a challenge, not just because I'm getting older, but it was a challenge. I mean, I physically, my bones hurt. Now I feel much more in shape, mentally and physically, after chiropractic.
So what we're looking for is any type of nerve interference with the instrument. We're starting to see it jump out here in the lower cervical. In the thoracic spine, we're seeing interference to the mental impulse here. And as we get into the lumbar spine here and sacrum, we see interference down here. So what I'm feeling for is any type of inflammation and restricted range of motion with the vertebrae above and below. And also feel for any type of hypertonic muscles, which is the muscle trying to splint the vertebrae from moving out of position even worse. What it does is it locks the vertebrae into position. It tries to protect the body. That's where muscle spasm comes from. Mid-dorsal spine, we can feel more inflammation here and restricted range of motion. And we can really feel the restricted motion in the cervical region, much more so than we can feel the inflammation there. Right side, left, right, and left, right side, left. So we don't have a lot of motion in the pelvis here, especially on the left side. Lift that right side again. Okay, left. So the sacroiliac joint is locking on the left side here. Get under that spinous process, and we're going to take all the slack out of that. We're going to set that from the inferior to the superior. So we confirm on the x-ray there's a rotated sacrum here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that sacrum that's rotated on the left side here, posteriorly. We're going to set that sacrum rotated on the left side. It's the only thrust that's not coming across the body in the lumbar spine here, the sacrum. Oh, there you go. Mid-dorsal spine. This innervates a lot of the muscles of the chest, the heart, the lungs, the thymus, which is responsible for immunity. And we're going to take care of this interference here. Breathe in. So what we're going to check is we're going to check the sacroiliac joint here motion. Hold on a moment. Lift that right side. Okay, left. So what we're feeling for is that SI joint moving, and it's moving easier here on the left side. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back and make sure and confirm the segments that we set are clearing out. We're not getting that snapping motion in the lumbar spine anymore. What we do in chiropractors is we look for interference to the flow of life, which is coming from the brainstem. and any type of interference that will affect the body's ability to function normally. What we do is when we adjust the spine, we get the pressure off the nerves, release that interference, and it allows a normal mental impulse to run the body. The body's recreating itself at a rate of 2 million cells a second, and you want to be able to do that with a good nerve supply.
Yeah, after the first time that you adjusted my neck, that first night, I slept well. And from that time, it's just been such a drastic change in my life. Physical exercise, I can do it without pain. I don't feel the skeletal pain that I had before. Definitely, the dizziness would have had an impact on my career, possibly, right? So I mean, it's been a life change for me. I guess I got used to being in pain, and now I don't even think about it. My neck, I feel really good. Physically, I feel really good. Such a huge change in my life. I run, I have to run anyway, but I run, it feels good, right? It doesn't feel as painful. I think my hips, my back, everything is aligned. So this is just the quality of life. I mean, huge impact on my life.